Hang in there! We're almost there!
Lael was carrying Edath like he could, while swimming towards some hidden rocks near the shore.
It fucking burns.
Edath growled with pain while trying to swim with her right arm, the unarmed one. She was biting her lip hard, trying to endure the pain, even if she didn't get hit in one of her vitals. In 5 minutes, they managed to reach the rocks. Lael helped Edath climb up until they reached what seemed like shelter within the rocks. They could barely fit in there, but at least they were out of the sea and sheltered from the rain and unwanted attention. For a few seconds, they just focused on regaining their breath.
Are you hurt?
I don't think so. But let me see your shoulder.
His adrenaline was already fading. He started to feel his body softly shaking. Aiken realized that it was actually a cold November night. Edath nodded and sneezed before showing him. The night was dark with the clouds and rain filling the sky. Lael couldn't see very well, but the blood was still dripping, although not as much anymore. He looked at the bullet.
We need to remove it, so it won't cause an infection.
Just do it fast. I'll handle it.
She took off her shirt with some difficulty and ripped it into two. She stuffed one of the parts in her mouth, prepared to scream if needed.
All right. I'm sorry about this.
Lael took a deep breath, trying to focus on the task ahead and not on the cold he was feeling. His hands were still shaking a little bit, but he was more precise. After some efforts of trying to pull it off, in around 2 minutes, he managed to completely remove the bullet. He hurried to stanch the blood with the other piece of Edath's cloth. It was done unprofessionally, but at least she wouldn't bleed out.
I'm feeling dizzy. Why couldn't you be a doctor, Lael?
If I was, I wouldn't know you, because I would be freaking busy with a shitload of patients and congresses to attend to.
He took off his wet shirt and held Edath in his arms, trying to warm each other with human contact. She was colder than him.
You're being too nice. You're creeping me out. I'm not going to die just because I lost a little of blood.
She tried to argue, holding him back. She reached the bullet he removed out of her shoulder.
I'm pretty sure this is a .50 MBG cartridge. It's from a Mantu machine gun.
What? Isn't that a really old gun usually used in wars?
I've only seen this once, actually. Back then, on my childhood days, we used to trade guns, besides basically being contracted to kill people. Sometimes we will try and practice with different guns, so we have an idea how it is. This one...
This one?
No, never mind. It's impossible anyway. Nonetheless, it's pointless to think much about it. What's actually important? What are we going to do now?
I don't know.
Their plan had failed, and Lael couldn't think of a new one that would end in success.
I guess that's it.
We can't give up. Are we just gonna sit here and let them find us, or just get killed?
Do you have any concrete plan, Lael? Look at me. I don't see any chance for me to get out alive. Look at me. I don't see any chance for me to get out alive from this.
Lael was surprised. He remembered how she looked when he first met her, a strong, revengeful, even a crazy woman. But with time, he learned she was bottling up her real emotions, pretending to be someone strong and cold, when all she wanted was to have been loved and cared for ever since she was born. Every little thing that got her closer to happiness had shut the door right in front of her nose and took away from her. He couldn't find the words to tell her. Lael felt that every bit of hope he could give her, if not justified, could strike even worse later and bring even more despair. He kissed her forehead.
No. I don't see any plan, but turning ourselves in.
I don't want to do that. I've already had my time in their hands.
I just think it would be better for you to get some medical assistance.
Really? Do you really think they could take care of me? Please. I'm literally nobody in this goddamn country. All they want is to hand my existence, or worse, turn me into a media puppet. I'd rather spend my time here with you. But I want you to live.
I guess I'm in the same boat as you. But with the fact that I used to be someone here. Right now, I don't know. I've come to know so much for myself that I didn't want to know. So many people I trusted that were supposed to mean something to me ended up betraying me. I don't even know if Ace is who he says he is. He's probably going to the island anyway, so there's no reason for me to think about him. Besides, you're the only one I care about right now. I'm all good, as long as I'm with you.
I'm sorry. I feel the same way, but hearing you spurting those romantic shits toward me, it just makes me want to laugh.
Yeah, yeah. Just make fun of my honest feelings. Unlike you, I have the guts to express how I feel with words.
Lael tried covering her face to make her annoyed, which was working. She took his hand off her face and looked at him with an angry face.
I like you too, Lael.
Edath leaned towards Lael and gave him a kiss. Lael had a surprised face when she moved away from his lips.
Fuck off now. You're making things weird doing that face and making me do these things.
I'm not making you do anything, but hey, if you insist.
Lael said, letting her off his arms. Edath complained about the cold and hit him softly on his arms, demanding him to get closer.
What? You told me to fuck off.
Just shut up and warm me and fuck off.
He laid back as much as he could and wrapped her in his arms. He didn't feel so cold anymore. She rested on his chest and closed her eyes.
I don't want them to find us here.
Hopefully, they won't. I actually think that whoever tried to shoot you didn't belong to the remaining police group.
Why do you think so?
I couldn't pay much attention to the shore, but it seemed to me like they were actually after the boat. Like they knew there were bandits, and that's why they were there after them. Besides...
Lael got quiet as he noticed Edath passed out. He didn't try to wake her because he thought she could get some rest like that.
Besides, the shot came from a different direction from where they were gathering. It's possible that another person wanted to stop us. But who?
He didn't feel hope anymore. He didn't care if he died right there. He couldn't see any possible escape. Aiken surely didn't want to get brainwashed again or get stuck in prison forever with no one to return to if he ever got out. Lael rested his head on the rock, still holding Edath in his arms. He knew that if any boat or helicopter passed by their location, they would be noticed. He sighed, resting his eyes.
I've been leading a fake life and playing a fake person. I wasn't even a human. I was simply an experiment. Yet I never knew. But even in this fake life, most people were deceiving me, not allowing me to trust or love anyone. At the age of 26, I'm still confused about who I am. I believe I'll never have the chance to know who I could have become. But the person I was and the person I got to know as my true self proves that there is no reason for me to live. The only reason right now is this human being in my arms, which I call friend, partner, leader.
After being heard and proved guilty, Adam Craver and Thaddeus Curtis were sentenced to life imprisonment for illegal experimenting on operations on 33 individuals, obstruction of relevant illegal information, human trafficking of 102 prisoners, and the use of power to deceive and manipulate people against their will. The Bounty Hunter Trio. The Bounty Hunter Trio, formed by Eric Fernandez, Victor Torres, and Errol Emer, were found dead by having their throats slashed. The one responsible for these murders were 19 years old Ace Ruskin, also responsible for murdering his parents and being on the run with ex-detective Lael Aiken. Ace is currently facing 3 life sentences on the highest security facility. He claims that one day, he will turn this rotten world into a peaceful place, like Jennifer was meant to be in its core. Elena Blair admitted to having shot one of the fugitives. She was found to be behind multiple frauds and shams, and was hospitalized in a mental facility after breaking down on how she didn't mean to hurt her daughter, but to end her misery. She was tangling herself on the past, where she claims belonging to Jennifer. Julian Gore was found guilty for law obstruction and helping the fugitives. He was condemned for 5 years of probation, yet he was declared dead after 2 years of this sentence. The information regarding his death is classified.